Well, John, great panel. You've been fairly busy over the last few years with, Cold Chisel come back with your hands in Gorche and all that kind of thing. Has the way that you've reacted and worked with artists changed as well?
Yeah, look, I think every project is different, every artist is different, and so every artist is looking for different things from their management. And then, as well as that, the business itself is changing so rapidly that what one artist requires one year is different and usually greater the following year. So, it's never boring. It's a really exciting and invigorating time to be in the business because, there's always a fresh challenge and always something to be learnt.
Yeah, I guess on that note of changing and evolving, you mentioned Daniel Johns has got a new record. Has the process for this changed to, say, the last Silverchair record?
Yeah, look, Daniel's, I think, pretty synonymous with change. And that would be true for this project as much as anything else. It's still early days for the completion of that record, but we're very excited with, how it's sounding so far and really looking forward to being able to hopefully turn people onto the music next year.
Yeah, right. I just remembered he did a song on the new 360 album as well. Is that correct? Did he sing on that?
Yeah, I can't really talk about that too much just yet.
Right, okay.
But I think, watch this space.
Right. and I guess on that note as well, are we likely to see a few co-writes and guest vocals on his album, or is it too early to tell?
Still too early to tell on that. I'm not so sure about the guest vocal thing, but he's always enjoyed the collaborative process. But they've got to be with sort of close friends. With Luke Steele or Julian Hamilton or people like that who he really has a genuine friendship with and a creative relationship with. So he's been doing a bit of work with Joel Little, who did the Lord album, and that they've struck up a really strong bond as well. So that's exciting. Yeah.
And with someone like that, who's obviously going into a new phase, as a manager, are you looking ahead and pushing him to maybe think how those songs would come to fruition live, or do you just let him do his own thing?
There's no point trying to push Daniel. Daniel will do exactly what Daniel should do. And that's exactly as it should be. He's got more talent in his little finger than I've got in my whole body. And, we're just around to try and help bring the music, to the rest of the world once he's got it to a point where he's happy with it.
Yeah. So unless he came to you and said, I want to start performing again, you wouldn't raise it with him?
Oh, look, we'd always be keen. Managers get paid when artists do shows. So, of course, managers are always keen for touring. But I'll have been managing Daniel for 20 years next year. We know each other pretty well at this point, and so there's an order to these things. He's making a record at the moment. We're not sure when it'll be finished, but the progress, particularly of late, has been extremely encouraging, and we're very hopeful that it can see the light of day next year.
Yeah, right. And I guess just finally, would that be your biggest project for 2014, or?
Well, we have another Missy Higgins record that we're hopeful for next year as well, which is a project with a bit of a difference. Cold Chisel are going to be doing some more work, although whether that sees the light of day next year is another issue. Maybe not. Maybe not. We've just signed Dustin Tebbit, and he's off to a great start, and we'll have more music being released next year as well. And then Wally is working on another Gautier record. How long that takes is anybody's guess, but of course we'd love to have that by the end of next year, more likely probably the year after, but who knows. So we've got a pretty full dance card between those projects, and of course the other project that we've got that's really exciting is Birds of Tokyo, which while the record's coming to the end of its cycle with the Muse tour here in Australia shortly, they've got their radio servicing happening in January in America, and there's a lot of optimism about the potential for Lanterns, and then plans potentially as a song after that in America, which is a whole new challenge for them. And the band's been spending a lot of time in LA laying the foundations for that. So the active kind of part of working them in America in 2014 is the other thing that's sort of occupying our minds right now.
Yeah, excellent. Well, look, thanks for your time. I'll let you go catch your flight.
No problems.
But I appreciate having to sit down.
Good stuff. All the best.
Cheers.
Pond5.com